Alright, so you've recorded your tracks and now you want to mix them down. That's where we're at now, mix down. So, you've heard me do what I did, but I did something else when you guys weren't looking. I actually made some tracks with instruments so that it's a little more interesting and you can get a better idea of what I'm doing than hand claps and talking. So, let me just play it for you and I'll just mix down while I tell you what mix down is in my interpretation. Here's my tracks. They're playing. They're at different levels and they're in different positions. Say they're all dead center and they're all in the middle of the mix. I might want to take this rhythm guitar over here, turn everything else down, and let me put that guy a little bit over to the left. His own little spot there. Now the harmonica. Might keep him in the center, but maybe just shift him a little bit to the right. There's a lot of reverb on there, but I don't mind it. So basically what you're doing is you're just bringing the levels to where you think they're right, and something's got a little more prominence than another, say for instance maybe, but you can still hear everybody and they kind of have their own little position. I've got this slide guitar. Now he's taking the lead, so I bring him up. And I want him in the middle. I like reverb on that. Maybe it's a little bit louder on the rhythm guitar. Okay, so there's a basic mix. It's super simple. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot, but everybody sounds pretty good. They're in their own little position, and they've got a nice little reverb on each one, and the levels are good. So that's just a real basic idea of what mixdown is. I'm going to stop, return to 0. Okay, so I've done that while I'm in multi-track mode, just to kind of get an idea and get myself set up for mixdown. So now, before I go into mixdown mode, you can't mix down until you set your in and out points. So you play your track, and then you tell the machine where you want your in and outs at. So you hit in, out, and play your track, and start hitting in where you want the machine to start the recording of all these tracks and mixing them down to 2 tracks, a stereo track, and then out where you want it to stop. So say you had a count in, or at the end someone said, oh, that was a good take, and you never deleted it, and it doesn't matter. You didn't need to. You just tell the machine stop here at, for in my case, 1 minute 30 and 3 seconds, and the in is at 0.9 of a second. So I cut a little bit of the front off, and I cut everything after 1:30:03 or whatever it is. It's hard to see from here. So that's what's going to get mixed down, is just that section. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to record all 4 of these tracks into a stereo set of 2 channels, left and right. And you can then take that and master it. So what you're doing right now is just getting everybody sounding right, where they're supposed to be, how their levels are. And it's a live thing. So while you're doing it, like, you get your set points set, and you go into mix down. You just hit balance, mix down, mastering, highlight, mix down, and hit execute. When you're in this stage now, see, it's starting at 0.9 of a second. It knows that's where we're going to start, and it's going to end at 1:39 or whatever that was. What you can do is, while you're actually doing this, you're going to make adjustments, and those are going to be live adjustments that are permanent, and they're going to be on this stereo recording. So if you want to change something while the song's playing, then you do it while you're doing it. So what you do is you hit record, play, and it's just like you're recording. So I'm recording right now, and I'm making a stereo mix down. So I can adjust things now and change them, and I decide that harmonica's a little loud, I can pull it out at this point. If he gets to a point where I want him louder, I'll bring him up. Same with any of the other instruments, or like him a little more to the right, that harmonica, and a little less reverb on that, whatever it is. And that's a live action that's going to stay on the recording. So what you're doing is what you're going to get once this thing is done. So it'll go through its process of playing your song, and you go through your mix down and make it sound whatever way you want it to. You could have them all dead center and have everybody in the middle, and like a mono recording. But since you have stereo, you might as well take advantage of that stereo soundstage and split everybody up a little bit, give them their own little spot to a certain extent. And as far as the levels, that's the most important thing. I mean, you don't want the rhythm guitar stepping on the lead at this point. The guy's leading, so maybe we bring the lead up just a little bit. Bring that harmonica down a little. And there you go. So he gets the highlight, and that's really mixing. I mean, whatever you want it to be ultimately, but there's no wrong way to do it, but there's a good and bad way to do it. And that's basically it. So now that's been mixed down. See, it stopped at 133. It was 03, and it's done. So now I can take that mixed down stereo recording, which is what that basically is now. It's not tracks anymore. Now it's a stereo recording. I can't really do anything other than give that to someone else with one of these machines at this point in time. So what I want to do is I want to get it out of here. I want to get it done. I want to get it on my SoundCloud. I want to get it on my Spotify or whatever. So I'm going to master it, and what that's going to do is record it again into your WAV files on the card that's in the machine. It's so that then you can take that card, put it in your computer, and take it off of there and bring it into someplace else, whatever it might be, YouTube, whatever, Spotify, and hit the mixing mastering button one more time, and we'll go to mastering. So now we've got execute, a couple choices. You've got auto and manual. Now you can use manual, and you can do a lot of things. You can use the compression and limiting and gating. There's a lot of things available on this machine, but they've put together pretty good algorithms for automatic mastering, and it works pretty good for just throwing a demo together and just getting the thing out of this machine. You can sit there and fool around with all that other stuff, which is great, and you should, and ultimately we'll do a video where I show you how you do that to each. You can do each thing, but we'll just go with auto for now because it's very convenient and it works really well. Okay, so we're in the mastering mode now. So now it's asking, what type do you want? Do you want a type of mastering style? Natural sound is going to just give it a small amount of compression and kind of like chop the tops off anything that's a little too boisterous and bring up something that might be a little quiet. But generally speaking, I think that the natural sound is a good one, but you could also choose maximum sound. That one there is going to probably let a little bit more dynamics through and a little more punch and beat. So if you're doing like a dance type thing or something, that might be the one you want. Or you can just have nothing and just bring this thing out of here flat as it is, which might not be a bad thing. It's totally up to you. I do like the natural though. It just gives it a nice polish. It does a little compression and limiting, and it makes it sound polished and finished. But that's completely subjective. Try every one of these and see how your song sounds. You can master it any number of different ways. Okay, so now we're going to say, yeah, I want to do that one. I'm going to execute. So I hit execute. And it's, as you can see, recording. So now we're recording again. So this is making a mastered version of the stereo mixdown. So there it is. And it's just about finished mastering. Okay, so you've mastered your song. All right, so now you got to save the file. So first of all, you got to get out of Mixdown Master. We'll go back into multi-track. And menu. And import, export. And export master. And then you can name it. And you can spin the dial and then arrow over and name it whatever you want. And then hit execute. And I've been editing this video, so it's saying, do I want to duplicate it? Yes. But it won't normally say that. I screwed up. Anyways, so now it's writing it to that WAV file on your card. And now you'll be able to take the card out, put it in a reader, or hook up to the Tascam, go in your computer, take your file, and put it wherever you like. So basically, we've mixed down. Remember, the mixdown just kind of sits there. You don't really save mixdowns. So the only way to get them off is, like I show in other videos, just come out of the outs and put it on another device or whatever. You have to master it down to get it off the machine. So we've done that. We've mastered it. And then we've put it on the card by exporting it. So it goes into the WAV file. And that's it. So I hope you liked it, and see you guys.